Hey, welcome back to MuscleModelCars.com. I'm just kind of giving you a little um idea how I get rid of excess paint in the two-tone color paint. Okay, as you can see, the bleed through is pretty awesome, but I got some of it. Most of the white is where I'm going to get off all the black. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of things going on here. Okay, what we have here is a toothbrush, paper towel. Pay no attention to my Hemi. I got right my Chevy big block. That's for my '55 Bel Air. But anyway, we got a toothbrush. This here. Let me get the other stuff I use. One or two things I either use with this here. I'm going to use this is paint remover or paint thinner. Okay. Then I can use this to brush it on. And then for the small little creases and crevices, I use a Q-tip type of thing, but this is harder than a Q-tip. I do have the fat cotton swabs that you can use to kind of dip it in there and just around in a large area. Use on paint, it would leave like, you know, I guess you want to call it like residue or sticky spots with the fat Q-tips. So this paint modeler type of tips here is the best type. These are hard on the end, okay? Very hard. And you can get into crevices without it being damaged, okay? So what I'm going to do, I already dip this into here. Uh-oh. And I'm doing it by my car, so I shouldn't be doing it. So I'm going to have to get a rag real quick. Bear with me. So what to do is pour a little bit of water on here to get it off the back of my car. I just brought it in because it was a pretty bad storm. So I'm just wiping off the back of the trunk of my car because I got it bagged into the garage right now. So, and then I just wipe it off, let it drip dry, and get back to what we're saying here. This guy here, I'm gonna just scrub it like this, like so. I'm not gonna let it smear down into the black because it's gonna end up making it thinner. So it's sort of like brushing your teeth. And then let it soak, and then I'm gonna do the sides, not so thick. Remember, this is a police car, black and white. So all of the streaks came from the bleed through on the tape that I had to put on here, the modeling tape. Okay. So we're going to scrub it here, scrub it here. Make sure to stay off the black with it, because it easily can get in there, and it can easily drip too. So toothbrush works out perfect for me. If you guys got some more skills, let me know about it. I'm always eager to learn new processes, and then try to do something a little bit better or quicker or whatever. But as you can see, I'm just taking a paper towel and wiping off the excess. And then I'm going to get some dish detergent and clean off the rest. After I let it sit, I'm going to put dish detergent on there, on the side, on the roof, and then on the opposite side. And as you can see, it's starting to come off already. So all I should need now is probably just to get some dishwashing liquid, and we'll finish the rest. You don't need a whole ton of paint paint thinner, because if you mess around and get it too much, it's going to bleed down into the sides of the roof and then along the side. So just make sure a toothbrush to get the lines. Okay, that's what you want to get. Okay, and then after that, we thoroughly clean this guy right here. Okay. So all the extra clean part, I'll show it to you as soon as we get done um, getting it to a squared away point where we can really see the objective of what we're trying to do here. Okay, now it's dry. I'm letting it air dry right here. But you guys can pretty much see where I'm going with this, right? Okay. And then I'm going to show you in a second how it looks when it's thoroughly clean. All right, I'll be out. Kind of wrap my finger around it. Put it right in here where the soap is. I got dish detergent on here, and I'm just going to go across it with my finger. If it doesn't work, you just use a little more paint thinner as needed. But if you get it faded, the white paint, when you spray paint this, it's going to get it, it's going to take care of any little small streaks or black streaks. It'll cover it. But you want to get the big gunk out, off. And if it gets dry, just get a little bit more water. It may try to be a little difficult, but a little elbow grease will get it done for you. Scrub it again. Residue from the previous dunking into the paint thinner, just to loosen up any more paint that's trying to be difficult. And then you will get those guys that's trying to be difficult, but we're not going to worry about it because we know it's going to come off. That we know. As you can see the streaks coming right away that it's coming off. So you don't need to keep putting extra paint thinner on your toothbrush. Just caution, don't brush your teeth with it. Okay. After use. So we go see what works. And here I'm going to put a little extra effort into it because it's been sitting for a minute, but it is coming off. Getting better, starting to look a little better. Another idea, you could take this here. If you're in a hurry, take it. Put your little finger in the towel and stick your towel in like that. Poke it. And then you can get down into the little corners and niches and everything with to get more of the thinner on it. So it's a nice little evenly smooth removal. But you got the different angles on these cars and everything, so you got to be prepared to get it as best as you can. Okay. I'm looking at it right now, and it's looking pretty doggone good. As I did a second little, I just dipped my finger in it, and as you can see, it's coming out really good now. this side now. I'm gonna stick my finger in here again so I can get into the crevices of this side of the vehicle. And we're gonna do this again. Toothbrush, just for the accuracy and making sure you don't spread it onto the black paint that you just did. And you go through it, you'll see how easily you can get this off. It's a little extra effort. And even with the little spots, the white paint covers most of it, but or primer. Put primer on it if you choose it, or you can just do it. Depends on how particular you are. You can put a primer on it to make sure it sticks and covers the black spots right here. For the most part, we're doing pretty good, I think. I think you're doing pretty good. Where you'll be able to go ahead and paint the white on here, retape it. I'm going to retape the back, tape the front, the rear quarter panel, the front quarter panel on both sides, and then over the top, going down to the sides, the roof area, and along the window lines area. Okay. You don't want to mess up the nice paint job you put on it with the black. So just take your time and just clean it before you tape it. Let it dry and rinse it. Make sure you wipe it down with regular water, soap water, to get the chemicals from the paint thinner off so it doesn't spread into your black paint. And as you can see, we got like 95% of it off. The rest of it, we're not going to really be too concerned because it'll rub off with soap water. But just take your time. And then any touch-ups you got to do in the black, you can take a paint marker, such as this here. Okay. This is actual paint. This is not a marker. Okay. And just touch up the little spots that might have gotten a little bit like on the windows, the side is going down the side for the windows in black. If you see a spot there, you can get it. You can grab it. If you see something up here in the grill area that may have got damaged, or even down in the front hood section where the engine is compartment, right up in here, this is going to end up being gray. I'm pretty sure I'm going to make this gray and up in here. But if I wanted to make it black, I could. with this marker here. But I got a gray marker just like this. Paint markers. I got them in all different colors. So this is a good tool for just minor little jobs where you want to touch up something, or even like up in the top up here. Let me see, right there. You see up in here, all up in here, where the hood lets down. This is perfect, but you won't probably be able to see this once you put the chrome in there on the grill and all that. But just to be sure, I'm going to line it with black up in here to make sure no plastic shows, and all around up in here. Wherever you see white, it's going to get touched up. Okay. It's nice, but I let it dry. I rinsed it with a towel. I wiped it with another towel with soap water, just regular dishwashing liquid. And then, depending on how particular you are, if you choose to put primer on here before you paint it, that's fine. I got gray primer, but I don't want to risk anything. But I'm going to tape this before I do anything. I'm going to tape all 4 quarter panels, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and paint the driver side, the passenger side, and the roof of the vehicle white. And then we'll have all of the police car pretty much done as far as that goes. And then we can start adding on all the things that goes with it. I love that paint job. Very nice. The paint I used is Krylon Decor Selects. Okay, gloss black. Okay, for the color. This is very good paint. It dries very well, and it has the primer included in it. So if you get some white, if I use my white, I got some white like this too. It already has the primer. That's why I'm not concerned about the white looking dingy or whatever. But we'll see what happens with it. Okay, uh, so that should be fine. And then also, what you have, if you choose to, this here, Krylon again. I use this on the bottom of some of my models for the undercarriage of the vehicle, and it this is all in one, and it's soapstone is the what it's called. Okay, now you can pick this up at it pretty much, Myers, Walmart, whatever, but it may cost you a little bit more in a hobby store. So this came from Hobby Lobby. This can was like $8.99, but it's going to last quite a bit. Okay, and it's good paint. Krylon is very good. And then what we're going to do, as I said, I'll come back to you when this guy here is painted with the white and ready to be detailed and everything like that. Okay. And let's see what else we're going to do to it. I got to be careful. Put the windshield in after I let it dry. So it may be a couple of days before I talk to you guys again. If I get it done quicker, I'll let you see it. But I don't want to handle it too much because I don't want to mess up what I got going with it. Okay. Um, what else? I'm gonna put the windows in. I'm gonna touch up all of the areas that got the black creases in them that's still showing a little white, as I showed you, like up in here. Okay. Just kind of be uh, cautious and aware of the spots that may have gotten paint thinner on them and or may have been removed in error. Okay. All right. So we're going to do that. And then we're probably going to start adding the decals and everything on it. This guy here is the engine I put together for the. I got to finish this too. The '55 Chevy. I call it the American. Oh, I knew I was going to do that. I spilled some of it, so I got to hurry up and get it. These flies around here really kind of make you spill stuff if you're not careful with the door open. I usually don't have my door open, but if it's paint thinner, I try to be extra careful. So, not to worry though, everything's fine. We'll get this off and everything, but I just wanted to show you guys where I'm at with it and kind of give you an idea. That's what's coming up next, the '55 Chevy muscle car. And then from that, we'll see what's next. But for now, I think we are doing pretty good. Awesome job so far. And I'm going to have to change my paper here because it smells like a big piece of paint thinner. Okay. I kind of spilled it. That's okay. That's where you keep water ready. And then do what's necessary to clean up after yourself, But don't get too down on yourself if something happens. They can always make this. You can always purchase another one. I got like a quarter left of what I had, and I only had a half a bottle anyway, so that's okay. You're not gonna worry about it. Things happen, and that's what you got to understand. This is what happens when you doing projects. So things, if you're handling it too much, if you're too touchy-feely with it, you can end up ruining, wasting something, ruining it, or whatever. So I try to not handle it too often, okay? Just because I don't want to get to the point where I end up spilling something on something in error or whatever. But in this case, it might have worked out for me because I used the towel to wipe it up, and now I can pretty much use this to go back over the spots that's being a little difficult with me trying to clean it, So you can make it work out. Turn lemons into lemonade. That's always a good thing. So I wiped it with this rag to my table. You saw the spill I just did, and now I'm just going using it to put it on here, and then it's going to really clean it better because it's really soaked. So, but without you bleeding into the black, it turns out that it can end up being a blessing in disguise if you make it. If you make it that way. Don't think of everything as going perfect, because trust me, dealing with models is not. So I'm going to keep rubbing this for a minute. Kind of go around all the areas that I need to go around and try to make it as clean as possible before I add the white primer and paint all in one, so I don't have to do two cans. It's like one can of primer, one can of paint. So it's one thing we can do here while we're doing this here. Also see what spots I might have missed. Like this guy here up front by the front door, you see that big spot right here. So I can get that better. And don't be afraid to use your X-Acto knife if you have to or whatever to get the real thick gook off, because it'll pop right off now that you see it's coming right off because of the frequency that I put on some thinner over here, and it's going to pop right off. So what I could do is show you that you don't have to really be too concerned if it doesn't come right off with the thinner. As you see this right here, all I got to do is take an X-Acto knife, okay, and then I can just scrape it away from the paint that you did just applied. And it really is coming right off just by lightly scraping it. And what it does is loosen up the paint here enough that you can wipe it off probably with a rag. I think the flies are getting drunk off this paint thinner or something. They won't leave. We stay in an area that has a lot of people like to grow stuff, crops, stuff like that. So I find myself fighting with flies if I'm out here in the garage. They don't want food; they just want to bug you. And I'm like, it's a big bag of trash. I'm sure somewhere. Why you got to stay down here in front of my face? But that's okay. As you can see, the front of the vehicle, as I told you, right up here, that big chunk of paint right here, I was able to get it off. So, and you just do that to of your all parts of the vehicle that needs it, and then just go over it with an X-Acto knife to scrape the excess uh, areas off, and it'll come right off. It can't help it. It can fight it, but sooner or later it's going to. I'm gonna close my garage in a minute. I didn't want to close it when you're dealing with chemicals. You know, get ventilation with the air, with the air, fresh air, so you're not being you don't end up dizzy or anything like that. Just get yourself in an open environment, and hopefully the flies won't be as bad as they are out in some areas. I thought this if they season that it's time for them to die, but let them have their last hurrah. You know, they'll be gone in a minute for a while. And as you can see, I'm just scraping all around the door. So the thinner loosened up all this stuff that's in the crevices. And I'm just taking the X-Acto knife, going through it, scraping it a little bit, every so lightly, to make sure I don't scratch the black paint. And I'm scraping away from the black paint to the white. Okay. And then and just taking my time and enjoying it, seeing how it's working. As you can see, it's looking cleaner and cleaner. So you just have to have a little patience. You got crevices down here that a big rag might not be able to get into. So just ever so gently, just take it and work your way until you get what you want. you know. Work your way right here. So now I'm going to wipe it off a little bit more. I scrape a little, I wipe a little. And each time I do that, that even makes it even better with a rag where you're not pouring anything on there. Let me show you the top while it's still wet. You see this up here? It's just coming right off now because it's moist. It's that thinner on that rag I use to dry off the top of my tool bench, tool work table. Sorry, the workbench. All in the crevices right here. Scrape it around. And even that'll make the paint go on even much better with the white has to be attached to it. But you just got to be patient and don't unless you don't have to. But if the more patience you have, the better it's going to look in the end. Okay, the end result should look very nice. But don't rush yourself with this stuff. Can be aggravating. Now, you see all of this, right? All that scraping the black portion. Watch this. I'm just going to lightly take it and go through the top. You see how it came right off? That's just from a light scrape. And I'm just going to do it with the side as well, because with the charger, it has those creases in it on the side panel, on the doors. And so just take it with a finger, with your index finger, and just kind of go over it because I had been scraping it. We're getting there. Remember, we're going to tape the black portions before we paint it in white. So next is going to go for the taping after this, okay? So I want to thank you guys, and I'll show it to you when I'm done. And at this point, we are really moving right along with the police vehicle. So thanks for watching us, and I'll be back with you on step 3, I guess, because I done did 2 shows with you, but kind of wanted to give you an idea of how I do two-toning with it. I'm sure you guys that are experts with this know it, but those that are novices, maybe it might help them. Okay, all righty. So I'll see you next time on MuscleModelCars.com, and please hit the subscribe button. Thank you.